Hi, ladies. This is Jen with My Sister and Me Ministries, and I just want to welcome you to Face to Face Friday. This is the time of the week that we get to take just a couple minutes to share with you a little bit more, maybe go a little bit deeper about some of the topics that we've been writing about for our Monday morning Hope posts. And those come to you on Facebook, and they also come through a newsletter. So we hope you're getting those, and we hope you're enjoying the read. Right now, we're in a series called Resurrecting Hope in the Midst of Life Storms, and we're going to be continuing that series for a few more weeks. And Mary Ann and I have been praying this week specifically over the strongholds of worry and anxiety that so many of us struggle with or have struggled with in the past. And today, I want to just share with you that you are not alone in this. You know, when I sat down to write this past week, I was thinking about, if only there was no worry, if only there was nothing to worry about, how much easier day-to-day life would be. And that's kind of why the title came up, Eliminating the What Ifs. I would love to eliminate the what ifs in my life, the times that I've questioned, the times that I've gone in circles and completely debilitated myself with the thoughts that race through my mind on different things that I've struggled with. The uncertainty can be so overwhelming at times. You know, the waiting period, Mary Ann shared a few weeks ago on waiting, and all of these things are really part of our life. We are going to wait for things. We are going to struggle with things. We are going to be stressed out at times. And it's what do we do with those feelings? How do we overcome that internal struggle where our heart is racing, our mind is racing, our chest feels like it's beating so hard, and really those physical symptoms can't be ignored. They're real. You know, I've had many friends and family members that have struggled with different types of anxiety, and I really don't take this lightly. This topic is something that I feel very strongly about that needs to be addressed. Now, I believe that God can remove anxiety. I absolutely believe that He does not want that in our life, that He is not a God of chaos and confusion, that He is a God of hope and a God of joy and a God of peace and grace and mercy. And that being said, we keep talking about this thief all throughout this series, this thief that comes to steal our joy and steal our peace, and he's doing it in these times of anxious thoughts. How do we take our thoughts captive? How do we overcome anxiety? How do we overcome these thoughts and feelings that we have that can cause us to kind of spin out of control and just kind of want to hunker down, right? Some of us, we can get through it with prayer. Some of us can get through it with some really good conversations with very wise friends that can talk us through situations, that can help us see and understand a clearer picture of what we're dealing with, and we can walk on the other side of that joyful. There are times when we may need a little more help. We might need some professional help. I have personally seen a counselor in my early 30s for these exact types of feelings, for panic attacks and anxiety. I was a young mom, and I was really just worried about way too many things. And very, very debilitating it was to me. And I think that sometimes having those professional moments with people who really are trained to help us through that are very beneficial for us. So we have to be very careful in this world. We have to be very careful in our churches not to demean women who are going through these struggles, who need extra, help, because it's a real thing. It's a real, disorder. It's a real illness. And we wouldn't just treat a cold with nothing. We wouldn't treat a broken arm by just letting it heal on its own, right? So I want to encourage you, if you're in a place, a very debilitating time in your life where you're struggling with these kinds of things, that you need to maybe reach out a little extra and do it joyfully, because it will be helpful to you. I want to share a verse out of Philippians with you. It's one that most of us go to with these feelings of anxiety. Philippians 4, verses 6 and 7. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." That's what we want to do, ladies. We want to guard our hearts and guard our minds. We want the peace of Jesus. And I know that it is easier said than done sometimes. So I want to encourage you this week, if you haven't had a chance to read our Hope Post, take a look at it, read it through. Let us know how we can pray with you, stand with you, and help you overcome the what ifs that are circling in your path this week. We love you, ladies, and we hope that you have a fantastic week. We'll see you soon.